Bam! What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up with my flamalamas? Sham malama. You ain't heard that in a long time, have you, Cheryl? They don't even know about the shamalama, flamalama. This old school up in here. We hope you guys are having the absolute most wonderful, wonderful day, evening, wherever you are around the world. Y'all know who it is. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. Key Lolo is in full EFFECT, otherwise known as the fact. You know what I'm saying? And then Cheryl
Yes,
over
ma'am.
there, she bringing sexy back. Hey, what's up, Miss Howard? I see y'all. Y'all see Cheryl got the little hair on. You know, she just representing a little sexy. And y'all want them back up off it. Back on up, back on up. Y'all just stay in the chat. Don't stay with us. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Please don't
No,
leave us.
please don't.
We are going to have such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful podcast. If this is your first time checking us out, uh, welcome to the dopest podcast. Any and everything about hair, and we affectionately call this podcast the dumbest, and we do mean the dumbest ish that people say about black hair. We gonna put it on blast. You can't wait. You look at that. You see how her phone rang. Like, what y'all gonna say today? So we're gonna have some seriously wonderful discussions. But we also, as we wait for a couple of people to come through the chat, and then I kind of have to get on my social media and make sure, because Facebook be, Facebook be bugging on you. You know what I'm saying? Facebook will I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Anybody can tell me how their algorithms work. I absolutely, positively have no idea. But you got to make sure, like, somehow I'm jammed up here. Let me try this again. So you have to make sure that I go through and I make my live public, because if not, then you guys won't know that we are live here. So let me just make sure. Oh, there it is. There. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So there we can see it. So let me just make sure. There it is. Only me. That's why people wasn't coming through, because it was saying only me. So I keep going back to try to change it. So let's see what's happening. Yeah, we're going to have a wonderful discussion today. We are still talking about the relaxers, and so the pros and the cons, because you guys are going to want to know that for sure. And then also we want to talk about, and this is coming up a lot, and I'm because what I'm doing is I'm going through, and I don't know if you guys are seeing the little lawsuit things that's like, if you had a relaxer between 2000 and something and to today, and you've been diagnosed, then you can get some, see if you're eligible. I tried to answer those three questions for shits and giggles. They was like, you are fired.
Is that what it said?
No, it would not. It did not.
Uh,
I didn't get a response back. So I don't know. You answered like three questions, like they
mm,
actually like your name, all this stuff, and they want to know what kind of relaxer you use. Notice they're not asking about that ingredient. You think they would ask, did you use a relaxer with the phthalates or the parabens? They're not asking that question. They just want to know, did you use this? I feel really bad for Dark and Lovely, but have they come out to say anything? I'm still not quite sure. But a question that's coming up. Hey, Sandra, we see you in the chat. Is the difference between over the counter, Cheryl, and you're a professional. So we're gonna
mhm.
kind of help you guys out with that. So you got your no lie, and then you have your lie relaxer. Now again, we have to make sure that we are making this abundantly clear that we do not represent a firm, okay? So we don't work for the company, and we most certainly do not work for, I don't know who makes Dark and Lovely. Um, but we do not work for the Dark and Lovely company. But we are American certified, legitimate licensed cosmetologists. So you can search the database here in Ohio, and I'm legit. So we do know what we're talking about here tonight when it comes to these relaxers. So we're going to help you guys out with that. So while we're waiting for a couple more people to come in the chat, what I typically do, Cheryl, is I kind of go on Google to see what's trending. And so what's trending is I guess the basketball player Kyrie
Yes.
they're having a change. They're like, well, wait a minute now. Maybe just maybe we were too hard on Mr. Kyrie because it actually popped up. It said breaking news. Kyrie, the coach and everything, they are going to give him another chance or something like that. So, what do you think about this trending stuff now? So we've got Kyrie, and then we're gonna talk about that tea tree oil. We're gonna talk about these supplements, and we're gonna hop into the topic. So when you type this stuff up, I'm sure some of this might be because of what I do for a living, but I don't know because I don't know why Kyrie popping up because I don't even. So what do you think about Kyrie?
I don't think anything about him per
I mean,
se.
his situation rather.
His retweeting
Yeah, they
a something about Jewish people.
yeah, and that he would not denounce that he was against anti-Semitism. So it says here the Nets owner Joe Tsai is now standing with Kyrie.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Uh, remember who got it started?
who got it started?
When Whoopi Goldberg said something actually correct,
Oh, yes, she did.
right?
She
And she
did.
actually did say something correct. She wanted to know, like, when did Jewish people? That's not the Jew.
It's
Judaism is
not a
not a
race. It's
race,
not a race.
and so now, for some reason, I don't see how that um, was anything punishable. And then it rolled down to Nick Cannon, who said something, and then they fired him.
Nick, I missed that one.
Yeah, and then he
They
said
fired the
something.
Supreme Baby Daddy. Who fires the Supreme Baby
Right,
Daddies?
and then
Aw,
when that happened, and then of course, and I think something else, and then a Kanye, and then Kyrie.
wait. Oh, okay,
But
okay.
most people don't realize that, you know,
Well,
uh,
I heard.
the boyfriend that Kim had after him, he's Jewish.
Ooh,
So
that's right, Miss
remember,
Howard. This issue's crazy. The plot thickens. Okay.
so I mean, at the end of the day, you can't, if we don't pay attention to it, we got to stop paying attention to it.
Yeah, we got to stop paying attention to it, but that's what's trending. So
Yeah,
this
I know.
yeah, this is on the minds of millions, and I'm like, I don't even know how his name is Joe Tsai. Y'all know I'm from the pro. Here I go, Miss Howard, real projectish. Tsai. I'm like, oh. Anywho, so the owner is saying, he's gonna stand with Kyrie's position. In America, this is why I don't care what y'all say. I wish they just get rid of race. I just don't like it. I don't like the whole race thing because of this type of conversation. Like you said, Miss Howard, all of this stuff is just crazy. So anywho, let's move. Like you said, let's move right past it because what they say, Nike ain't worried about Reebok, ain't that right? Okay, Nike ain't worried about Reebok. But what about this tea tree oil and supplements? We may have to do something on this as we proceed
Mm.
past this topic here. So they're really pushing. Every time it's like tea tree or tea tree now more than ever. I'm like, okay. Every time I come on, what's your thoughts? What do you think about tea tree oil on hair?
Um, I don't really like oil on hair
Hmm.
and oil on scalp or on skin. As long as see the
Hold
problem.
up. Wait a minute. Hold up, Cheryl. Now, is this a light skin, dark skin thing? Cause us chocolate. Let me tell you something. I'm blickety. I'm black on black on black on black on. If I raise my shirt up right now, y'all gonna. I ain't gonna do it, Howard. I ain't gonna do it. Sure, how you gonna say you don't want no oil on your skin?
Well, let me ask you a question. You want blackheads?
I don't get blackheads on my arm.
But you're not really buying oil to put on your arm in it either. You buy
I do.
lotion.
I don't. I'm listen here. We about to. They say you tripping, Cheryl. Listen, if you this color, sure you need some lotion. Ain't
No,
gonna do nothing.
you need
No,
some more.
okay.
You need some moisturization. You do not put
Oh,
oil on your on your skin, and you
I'm
certainly don't put essential oils on your skin.
I don't do essential oils, but I don't. Go ahead and laugh at me, Miss Howard. I don't care. I'm gonna take that little oil.
You are not putting on oil on your skin. And that's stuff coming off on your clothes.
It do. It be
You're
all on
not
my sheet.
you're
It
not
makes a.
doing that.
It's not. But it's just see. Okay. We. You know what? We gonna make that. Come on, Josh. You on my side. You on my side. So we gonna have this oil or lotion on the skin. That's gonna be official. It's in. They say y'all don't like oil on y'all skin. This. You must be light skinned, Sandra. We gotta talk about this. See how we get it started. We go. That's the next topic
And
as we
and the
move
and,
past
and,
it.
and the first time your face is oily, you trying to go into the bathroom and get it off.
That's right. I ain't gonna. I got some makeup on. I
But
don't look like this. I got a
please,
shitload of makeup on. Okay, she right. She right. She right. Okay. No, thank you. Well, we're gonna talk about this oil and lotion. Okay. Now another one. Now this might mean another topic as well. But I see vitamin supplements. That's now that the seasons are coming up. So I see a
hmm
lot of vitamins are being pushed for hair. So do you think we could take some hair and skin and nail vitamins for our hair?
um, why? Okay, so I want to know who do you go to, your dermatologist or your doctor for that diagnosis?
Who would I? I would go to my doctor to see if I need some vitamins. Because
Well, I mean, before your hair tell you, you'll feel like you need some
yeah,
minerals.
okay.
So you won't the hair won't be the indicator. Put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm not saying that once your vitals, your mineral balanced and mineral efficient. The problem is sometimes too when you're mineral deficient, you'll just piss out the supplements. So once you got to find out if you're mineral deficient, because the mineral deficiencies will make you spill the supplements. It
All right.
they they won't be absorbed.
All right, don't be playing doctor with those vitamins. You got to get a little bit more advice. So we're gonna do a topic on that one too because some you said they just want to sell us some BS. Okay, okay, okay. But some people love hair, Miss Howard. Y'all going ham on Kilo Low. I just want to let y'all know I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't scared of you, mother. What? We miss Bernie Mac, y'all. If Bernie Mac was here, the world would be a much better place. That's right. Help change the narrative. That's right, guys. Oh, and by the way, speaking of the narrative, we got one. We're just waiting for the people from the theater to confirm our actual date. But we're so far, guys. We are looking at Sunday, December the 4th for the official release date. So as soon as we get that email, I'm gonna be going crazy every 15. I'm like, please get that fool off of social media talking about that documentary. But it is coming soon. The narrative, let the truth be told about Afro hair, the cosmetologists, barbers, the consumer. We're all uniting to speak up for this thing called hair. So let's hop into the topic about this thing called hair, starting with relaxers. So here's another brand, and this one is by Lusters, and this is
hmm
their pink lotion brand. And so
hmm
then we have now there are a lot of other professional brands, guys, but so far we're just gonna rock with the Affirm. So Cheryl, I think the biggest now in the beginning of the relaxer scare, um, this appeared to be a over the counter issue. But now
Mm-hmm.
we are seeing that they are talking about all the relaxers. So, and I see it a lot because I'm reading the feeds, and so I'm hearing a lot of talk about this is an over the counter issue. So, so first things first, and you guys feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and we are going to get them answered. Okay. So first things first, is there a difference between a over the counter such as this one relaxer and a professional relaxer? That's the first thing I think people want to know. Is there really a difference with what I do to my hair at home, or my cousin if she relaxes my hair, or if I pay Kilolo all that damn money?
Um, Let me start by saying, um, the first obvious difference between an over the counter
Mm-hmm.
and a professional
Oh shoot! Hold up! Hold up! There we go. There we go. Okay, sorry
and
about that.
professional is the obvious, and that is, hold it up, okay? That is approximately 7 ounces, and the professional is always 16 to 32 to a gallon. So, what makes it, far as industry standards, a over the counter OTC is only per treatment. Professionals are more than one treatment. So, the professional world, every trade show will encourage the professional to buy what we call back bar sizes. Okay? So, the differentiation is not in technology or in chemistry. The difference is about the size,
Okay.
because you notice that once they get above 16 ounces, a consumer does not want to buy large quantity of beauty products.
Mm.
That is a professional standard in how manufacturers lock in cosmetologists to their brand by sizing them up. That is how the manufacturers within the beauty industry engage and connects professionals to their particular brand, is always because a consumer never says, does it come in a larger size? That is consumer language. That is professional language, excuse me. Okay? Because
Mm.
at that point, the consumer is only worried about themselves, and the professional is worried about their clientele.
Hmm. Now,
So it's an agreement between an industry and the service provider that supports and is at the pillar and foundation of keeping the salon business going. So that is a professional answer, because it's an industrial answer. That is the basis and foundation of how the large sizes, which is deemed professional. Now, once you turn the box over and look at the ingredients, they mirror each other,
okay.
because
Okay.
now you have to remember both that jar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because of being wanting to extend shelf life in the OTC market, it is better to sell no lie because at that point, the substances stay separate in their separate bottle and jar, and they don't activate until you mix it.
Okay, so let me show you guys what she's talking about. I don't want y'all to think I'm up here with no empty damn box either, okay? Now I don't go down like that. I know. I see Miss Howard said, "Boom goes to dynamite." I love our people, Cheryl. Y'all keep it 100 just like us. I heard that, Miss Howard. So you're saying, so can you just kind of,
So,
sorry, one. So
a
here we
col
go.
right. So color stays preserved as long as you don't activate them.
Tis is true. Tis
So
is
they
true.
can stay on the shelf longer. So that's why the industry snuck and switched it and now only sell no lie on the
Do y'all,
OTC market.
do y'all see that? Hoodwinked and damn bamboozled. You right. Boom! Goes the
Okay.
dynamite, okay?
So part one is something that is harmless. You can
This
actually
right.
put that on your feet and nothing will happen.
Really? I'm
Nothing.
not going to eat it. I'm not. This is not Rio.
Okay. Only when you mix in the part two.
So if I open this up, right?
Okay.
I want y'all to see this is not open, all right?
Okay.
So if I take a little bit of this right here, it's on my finger, and if I
Okay.
put this a little bit on the back of my hand, you're saying right now ain't nothing gonna happen.
Nothing.
All right, I'm gonna leave it right here. If my skin starts curdling, y'all better call 911. Hot dang nabbits, okay? But it's still here. If you want to screenshot it, I'm not going to touch it to see if Cheryl is as smart as she. Y'all know I must really love Cheryl. I'm doing this crazy stuff for y'all. Now I see how they get ratings. Okay, so it's sitting there. So
Okay.
you're
You can
saying,
put it on. You can put it on your lips. You can put it on your hands. Put it in like lotion. Nothing.
all right, Miss
Because it
Pat.
must. Because it must be activated. And once you
Okay,
pick
Miss
part one, now or ladies, don't mix the relaxer. Just put the cream on your new growth and see what you got at the end.
All right, I see you. I see we got our homegirl. We got Nova Scotia and the Heezy. I see you, Miss Tally. So I'm gonna try it. She said go ahead on, and she said I can take this, and she's proving a point here. Okay, and your point is while I'm rubbing this all over my hand, y'all. Where my prayer warriors at? All the prayer warriors. Y'all better call on Jesus right now. Here we go. Here it is. It's on my hand. Good Lord. I'm rubbing it around.
In fact, it makes a nice little lotion.
I ain't trying to be funny.
It's got all kind of oils in it.
I ain't
It's
trying
all
to be
nice.
funny, but
It's all nice and slick. Put it in your cuticles. It'll be nice for your cuticles.
all right. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Boy, what we do to get some ratings in these parts. There it is. All on my cuticles. I ain't trying to be funny, y'all, but
Put it
she's
on your
telling us.
and put
She's
it on your
telling us.
feet too.
You know what? She just don't want me to put no oil. Thank you, Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia know where I'm coming from. All right, there it is, guys. It is in my cuticles. It is not burning. I'm dead serious. It feel and you guys see my. I don't have beautiful fingers, but it does. All right, Gina. Okay. All right. We need more
Wow.
people to learn. Yes, we do, Cheryl. So here we go. Okay, so we still they said okay,
So
so we gonna see what's gonna so in
so in
15 minutes it's not.
right. So in other words, right? So in other words, okay. So in other words, that will that will stay preserved, and then the part two, the little liquid, that will stay because they're staying separate. So it'll stay boxed until next year. Next year, as long as it doesn't hit the air, as long as it is good to go. Bam, it'll stay on the market and on the shelves forever. Now,
Wait a minute. I'll believe you. Because we need some preservatives. Don't we need some parabens to make this last on the shelf?
no, because it's not mixed, it's not activated.
Are you guys following this here?
The only thing
Where's
that's gonna
Big Crump?
the only thing that's gonna make it um, a so-called relaxer unless you make it, because it has that white jar has to be activated by the bottle, just like you have in the color. You have to mix the active. You have to mix the peroxide inside of the dye. The dye is harmless.
Hmm.
It's just gonna stain your clothes. The moment you mix the peroxide and you mix the active, right? The part two, once you mix them together, that's when it becomes what we call catabolic or
Hmm.
metabolic,
Hmm.
anabolic. It becomes active. And then you shake it, put it on, and then the bottle becomes what we call thermogenic. That's why it becomes warm, because it's now the chemicals are activated, the molecules are activated.
Okay. Now.
But there is no activation if there is no mixture. So
So
they can
you're
stay on the shelf for
okay.
quite
So
long.
but now now you now so see sure you know here's my issue as a cosmetologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now they teach us that this over the counter stuff is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely crappy. Okay. They
Mm-hmm.
said that the over the counter relaxers are
Mm-hmm.
not as good as the professional relaxers. And really, the only reason why this doesn't burn and this one burns is because
Mm-hmm.
this one has no lie and this one has lie. So, in the case of the young lady saying that the relaxer was burnt, you know, she got the relaxer, she lost her ability to have children, is because of the ingredients that's in the no lie that's not supposed to burn, but she did report, you know, some burnings, and people were always talking about relaxers were burning. So the no lie was supposed to be better than the professionals, which have the lie, and that these burn your hair. So that became the fight between doing hair in the kitchen and doing hair at home, because we in salons fried dye laid to the side, and we're at home doing the relaxers more safer. So what do you have to say about the you're right. You That's right, Lady J. You do. You hear this a lot. This is true. That you know this is why this is better. And check this out. They got the proud lady symbol on theirs that says black folk did this, and over here they ain't got nothing on here. So this makes the relax. This is where the the credibility of the people, the kitchen stylist versus the you know the professional. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, here we go again. You're not burning at the cream. The cream, in and of itself, has petrolatum, very heavy wax, because it's there to keep the one that is burning or the burning, all of it will burn. All of it. Because all of it has hydroxide. It is not the sodium that is the issue. Sodium is salt. Doesn't make a difference. Calcium is more of an acid,
Hmm.
but it turns into an alkaline because you have to mix the part two.
Okay, so she's right,
But
guys. I'm
but
sorry
all
for
of
just
it.
want to cut you
Mm-hmm.
off. Yeah, she's right. It is saying that the first ingredient is water, mineral oil, and there it is, guys, petrolatum, and it is over here. Yeah, it's actually she's right. Said, damn, Cheryl, you smart than a mop. Holy smokes and gee whiz. We've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Oh, I want. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
It is the liquid in the calcium. None of it is true. It is the activation together. Now, the problem with Judy Mitchell in her case is that her scalp shows no no damage. Doesn't show because what happens is if you get a sting or a burn, your immune system takes care of it, wound heals, and then that's it.
Well, wait,
Now,
cause we
now,
got.
what I
Okay,
want
okay.
people want to pull people's attention because this is very important. Okay, and I want to always say to you guys that I'm a teacher's teacher. So there is no PhD, there is no doctor, there is none of them that can tell me what about my field. I am the I am as high as you get. Okay. Now, have you ever seen black men or men of color who have what we call razor burn, right?
Yeah.
Razor burn. They're dark here and they kind of like it looks like the skin has been cooked. And that's years of what? Using Magic Shave and alkaline and alcohol-based shaving creams. Okay? But because the industry does not want any negativity according to their industry. You notice more male-based industries have literally no studies or propaganda. You do notice that, right? So
Um, you messing me up. You got me. I got so many questions. Y'all hold on. Y'all hold on. Let's give some super shout outs right quick, Cheryl, before you go. We got our home. Oh, we got Danielle. I see you, Danielle, with your fine mother. Ooh, Danielle. Hey, when y'all get off, y'all go over to Danielle Bonner King. Look so fine. Make the preacher drink lots and lots of wine. I see you, Miss Tanya, in the house. Lady J, Miss Howard. Of course, we got our girl Nova Scotia in the house. We got we got Lady J, yes, Miss Howard, and then up here we had Miss Sandra, Josh Cappin. I thought you would say Just Cappin. I'm like, I heard that G. All right, and then like I said, we got Miss Howard, Miss Maya Watkins. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So here we are. We're talking about this whole do's and don'ts with the relaxers, and we have the one and only, and like she said, no one can come before her or after her, but hopefully afterwards. That's because we want people to take this to the next level. And so she's breaking down this relaxer. So they said, "Shut up, Dosha. Let Cheryl break it down." Okay, Cheryl, keep going. I love this chat. Shut the hell up, Dosha. Cheryl, take it away, Cheryl.
no, I was just basically saying that to bring that to your attention of men who have very dark skin here and very look like it almost hurts. And some of their it's very red and tender or dark or burnt, and their skin can never and never will turn back.
All right.
And that is many years of shaving with Magic Shave or shaving creams that are very caustic. Now, it's not that it's caustic in and of itself, but if you use it, you shave maybe about 10 times a month or 7 to 10 times a month. How long does it take a shave? 15 minutes. 15 minutes times 10. And then how many times in a year do you shave? But no one ever says, oh, that's a pathology. We gotta, you know. And there's parabens and there's preservatives in shaving creams. Quite a few of them. Now, and I do know that they do have paraben-free shaving creams. But my point is that to make the relaxer, the no lie. Now, maybe about 25, 30 years ago, you could get a sodium-based relaxer over the counter. However, they stopped them, and you can only get, and here's the industry, This is what the line of demarcation becomes between what is professional or deemed professional or deemed consumer usage. Because you go into Sally or you go into other beauty supplies that do require you to have a license, or at least they say they do. Um, those is where you will find the relaxers that do come in sodium because they become large in quantity in gallons and buckets. Okay.
All right.
But you don't find a kit inside of Sally's or a beauty supply that's supposed to be AKA known as for hairstylists.
Y'all see how they getting us? They playing us with a box. So I love this
Because the box
country.
is per.
Okay, all right. So now okay. So now we gotta address. I see you, Miss Howard. I'm with you. Dang, Gina. What about the burn, Cheryl?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where the relaxers people are really like, I don't care what you guys are saying. Them relaxers were burning the just burning my scalp. My hair was coming
Mm-hmm.
off. I put my color in my hair and the relaxer. You can't color, you can't relax because they just burn. They burn your hair and they burn your scalp, permanent scarring. So let's talk about, and that's from both. That would be over the counter relaxers, even the ones that says no lye. Then of course they're saying that the lye relaxers, which now we know should be called bucket relaxers, okay? So these are. What about the burning that people
Uh,
are just
right.
so.
The lye is in the liquid, not the cream.
So this burn too, Cheryl. People say they
No,
got
no,
burned.
no, 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 no. Is the cream burning on your hands?
Oh, I forgot about. Stop it, Judy! No, it's not. It's not
It's the
burning.
it's
I
the
didn't
part
forget.
it's the part two. It's the mix. And so one is lye. All of them are lye. You just have to mix them.
So why did
One
this
is a
one burn?
mix. One is a mix at home, right? And one is pre-mixed. There's lye in that one, and there's lye in the box. The one in the no lye means that you have to mix it. What they're saying is that when you buy it, there's no lye in the part one until you mix it.
But so what about the burning?
Now,
So they.
that one will burn, and the other one will burn. Both, all of them burn. All of them tingle. All of them you feels hot. All of them, because they all work thermogenically. Now, if the client doesn't burn, because it doesn't make a difference, you buys base with all of them.
They pro-
Try not basing with a no lie. All
right.
of them.
Right. So here's the base in case some of you guys may not be aware, but this is the stuff that they have the picture to tell you to put this on your scalp. And I do see a lot of people who put, relaxers and they don't base the scalp or the hairline. And that's why when I see those images and they show the pictures with the relaxer and the people don't have bases, it just burns, my soul because so you're saying
Now,
that if the scalp was based, then they would not feel the sensation. Is that what you're saying?
no, I don't know where we get the that sodium hydroxide doesn't burn.
No,
Where
that
did we
it
get
does
that?
burn. That it does burn. They want to know why is it burning? Like it's burning their hair. Like
The
this is
no
the
lye
time.
burns and the sodium hydroxide burns.
And so
All
this
of
is
it burns.
so they're saying
If
that.
if that person is going to burn. Now, I'm not saying that it a person, because there's some people who are just, don't burn or whatever the case may be. But my point is, a burn is not an indicator.
Oh, are you
A
guys
burn is
listening?
not an indicator. It doesn't indicate anything. It just means that you have nerves in your scalp and it's tingling, and that's it. But it's not an indicator that it's traveling.
Oh, I heard Danielle like, right, right. By the way, my hands are still not burning. As you can see, my cuticles, we are about 42 minutes into this exercise that I didn't let Cheryl talk y'all to talk me into. And so, I mean,
And,
so
and
far,
what is miraculous is that Jenny got a lot of hair on her head. It's short, but she ain't missing not one stitch. It's ridiculous. And she has the audacity to wear a fade. And all of it is where she has her follicles. It's growing. So what my point is that the burn is a sensation, but it's not indicative of it traveling.
oh, because she said Danielle is saying when people think it has to burn, they want to feel the burn. And I mean, when I first started, working in the hair salon, people would say, "Don't take it out. I don't mind the burn." And I used to think that was like the worst thing ever. But at the end of the day, you're saying it's just burning. It's
It's the same thing as mouthwash.
oh, that part.
It burn. It's like it's not an indicator of that it's something is working or not working, or it's traveling in down to the bloodstream.
All right, I got another one for you. We got about 15 more minutes. Here go another one, Miss Smarty Pants, since you're so smart. Okay, so burning just is a sensation, all right? And nothing's going to happen with the base, the cream, okay? She's made her point, okay? Are you ready? Here we go, Danielle. We got a real cosmetologist in the chat. What about this one right here? Come on, y'all. Do y'all know about this? What about the super? Because the super is the worst kind of relaxer. People would always say, "You ain't gonna use no super in my hair." Talk to us about super strength, mild strength, and regular strength. I know
Okay.
I'm not the only one. Come on, guys,
Now
drop some
I
stuff
got
in the chat.
hairstylists. I got hairstylists in the chat, right?
In the chat, yes. You don't. She said
Why
this
the
here. She said
why
she doesn't
doesn't
believe it. She said she doesn't believe in those.
in what?
She doesn't believe in super, regular, or mild. I'm not gonna lie. I do. So here we go. We got one.
Well, as a professional, you well put it this way: if you want to say, right, that timing is important, right,
It is.
and if it is indicative of exposure, right,
Right.
and you want to get it in and get it out,
Right.
and you have a person with an average coarse head of birth texture, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Why would you use a mild and keep it in for 30 minutes when you can use a regular or a super and keep it in there for 7 minutes?
You know what? I quit. That's it, Danielle. That's it. I can't take it anymore. Oh my gosh. So
You
that's
can't have it both ways,
a
because one
carton
is
of poo.
because mild has what? Let's say I have a bucket. Let's say I have an 8-ounce cup of water, right? And I have 3 patrons that are thirsty, right? Okay. Now, the person who's thirsty, right? Do I put like really thirsty? Do I give them more water or less water or the same amount for everybody? That's why the super and mild and regular exist. Because you got one hair strand. One hair strand got 2 coils on it. The other hair strand's got 7 coils on it. The other hand's got 16 coils. One is coilier than the other one. Why would I put a mild on all 3? When you already know the one with the 16 coils is going to take what? so much longer. So, but if you guys understand, oh, don't, we always want to say exposure is the key. You don't want to get them exposed more than they or longer than they have to, right?
Right.
So you treat the texture accordingly. So that does make sense. So, but what the question is not that you don't believe in no super or no regular or no mild, because you don't understand what makes them mild, what makes something regular, and what makes something super in the first place. You didn't even ask the right question.
Oh, y'all see that? Why y'all ain't help me out? What kind of followers are you guys?
You don't you don't know what makes one versus the other. Now,
Well, I do. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Hold on, Danielle. Danielle must have been in the same class, okay? But I tell you how I stop laughing at me, Danielle. That's why she's so fine too. Because the box said it, Cheryl. Is that how I'm supposed to know? It says it. It says it. Are we supposed to trust what they say? Like this one says. See, it says. Where is it at? Let me turn it this way. So it says normal. You see that, Cheryl? So
okay, and what
that's.
is that? And what does normal mean?
Oh, I don't know. Don't be fronting on me. I don't know what it means.
Well, let me just say this. Cosmetologists, and I'm speaking to you, that manufacturers don't care if you know, because they don't ever tell you. They don't care.
Listen,
Long
guys.
as now let me just say this. Here's the question. Why doesn't no lie come in super regular or mild?
They do. This is no lie.
But what I'm saying to you, what makes them? Because you have to understand, at that point, right? Right?
Right? I'm
At
following.
that point, is it more hydroxide? Because it's still no lie.
Oh yeah. It's a lie. Thank you, Danielle. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, can we all put some hearts in the chat for Cheryl? Because Cheryl, you are really, I mean, including myself, and I am a certified licensed cosmetologist. No lie, guys. No pun intended.
Me
But she's
too.
right. They don't tell us these things, and we don't ask the right
What?
questions. But go ahead.
But no. But what the problem also is, which is really sad, is they allow you to believe, right, that what makes the determinant is good hair versus bad hair. And see, and that is something cosmetologists have to keep manufacturers from doing. Because highly coiled hair, super, medium, whatever that is, regular. Now, regular as in that's the way it's supposed to be made, or is that indicative of the average person walking the planet? So we don't even know what regular means. What is regular? Or what is normal? See, white people making things such as, and I'm just going to say it, and I love, Dr. Said, and for all of his work and the family and all of the Razak family and all of the other Bronner families and all of these other people who have made these things. At the end of the day, if your cosmetologist is not empowered, chemically empowered, they do not know how to manipulate these things to make them one way or another stop or go. They don't know what to do and how to manipulate them, because you want your cosmetologist to be so informed, almost a magician of chemistry, to be able to make things do one thing or another and to manipulate them and to have the chemistry at their fingertips to be able to stop the action, crease the action, mitigate the action, or you want at their fingertips, and that is how I was taught. You don't necessarily just want them at the same scholarly level as a consumer, which is basically what's happening now. But no lie, to make a no lie and a sodium base, and I don't understand why. And let me just say this: sodium, in and of itself, without hydroxide, and I think I was telling this to a friend of a colleague of mine who, you guys know, I was on the on a live with Greg Gilmore, and one of the people, well, many of them, but just one in particular, she was so perplexed, and I said to her, "Does your saliva melt things? Do things dissolve in your mouth?" And people don't realize that yes, they do, but they don't, but your saliva does not dissolve anything if it wasn't slightly alkaline. The salt in your saliva, your salt in your blood makes things um, permeate, make melt. And so that is sodium, salt, saliva, saline. That's why your spit is called saliva, because it's slightly salty. But it's the salt content in your saliva that makes things melt or dissolve, gets smaller. Okay? Sodium, in and of itself, without the help of hydroxide, has already a nature to make things soft, make the shell or something outer, make it soft. Right. Okay. Now, when you mix hydroxide with it, that is why it works so fast. It's because the hydroxide has the help of the natural mineral called sodium. So them together increases each other's power. And then that's why the hair shaft seems more moist and slicker under the power in the treatment of sodium hydroxide treatments. Calcium hydroxide treatments tend to leave a lot more cuticle on the hair strand, and rough to brain says coarse, says dry. To the other brain, soft, slick means hydrated. It's a sensible. It's your senses playing tricks on you.
Do
Doesn't
y'all
mean
do y'all understand how deep this is? Is anybody else in here
if you guys
captivated?
wash their clothes with salt water, soft water,
Yeah.
they don't need a lot of what?
Uh, a fabric softener.
Soft water
Soap.
doesn't need a lot of soap,
Soap. I meant soap. Soap.
because the
Yes.
salt in the water makes the cleanser, the detergent or shampoo, what? Lather.
Saliva.
So I can use a smidgen of soap or detergent or cleanser in a house that has filtered soft water, because the salt makes the water lather. But if I have calcium in the water, I have to use 3 cups of soap to get it to lather. It's a
Mm.
chemistry thing. It has nothing to do with if it being dry and you know how we do it. And
Uh,
then of course you go in there with those detergents, using those no lies, and we swear it's the relaxer. It's the combination of the water hitting that calcium deposit,
mm.
and
So,
it leaves a film on the hair, and then we vilify no lie. And then
did
we
you
get
hear that? We vilify you guys. So here is my hands. We're about to wrap this up, and this has really been almost 1 hour. And I just want you guys to see the palms of my hand, my fingertips, and as she promised, my cuticles, they do look really nice. I don't have any tingling. There is literally, I mean, literally zero sensation. on my hand. I am absolutely floored by the information that you just shared with us, and I know you guys are floored. I just know you guys are. So, is there anything so it's okay to relax the hair, guys? No hair shaming. We're saying go for what you know, be it in the salon or the relaxer. There are some advantages to having the cosmetology license when it comes to
Oh,
applications
absolutely.
and so on and so forth. Yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget, guys, that go check out Danielle Bonner King on Instagram or Facebook. And I'm telling y'all, look so fine, make the preacher drink a whole lot of wine. She said, hey, she's just as beautiful in person as she is aesthetically to the eye, and she is a professional. Licensed cosmetologist, definitely, and she says relaxer is your friend. So we're going to encourage you guys, if you need to relax your hair, you are more than welcome. We think that you should. So Cheryl, at least Danielle Bonner and I do. What do you have to say to people who really just they want to relax their hair, but now they are afraid because of what's coming out? And maybe when we come back next week, because this got really content heavy, and then the feed just
Yeah.
actually blew up. We have to come back and talk about the role of the professional. We should
Mhm.
come back and talk about how we should proceed when you
Mhm.
have something like that that's going
Mhm.
on. Come to Tennessee, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna come to Tennessee. I was born in Tennessee. So give us some words of last words of thoughts, or okay, or
Well,
what do you think of? Yeah.
let me answer a couple of questions. I don't really have anything to to
Okay.
to say other than um, I love this field. I love this business, and so the more informed we can become, um, the better and the healthier our industry will be, and it will feed us forever, make us very profitable and successful. Um, if Ladosha, if they have any questions,
Guys,
I ignore them sometimes, but
yeah,
I
it was some that came through. Yeah, so they want us to come to Tennessee, New York. Sure, I think we might have to get us on a little tour here and
right,
what
right,
it's
right.
looking like. So we may have to take you guys up on that. But yes, we did have a question in the chat, and this one was about. Here it is. Okay, Miss Howard, I see you right here. She wants to know, what do you think about Olaplex for hair?
I've been asked that question. It looks nice. It's a, I think the packaging is really nice. But now one of the things that I want to make clear is that I appreciate anybody and everybody's effort in branding, and I think it's a wonderful thing. I think that the problem is that I don't believe the black consumer or the textured consumer is as educated as they think they are. I think that people take advantage of them, and Olaplex is um, one of those companies that has chosen to have a branding packaging that looks very clinical, and it looks very important, and it looks like one consumer would see it on the shelf, and it looks like the company is concerned about their product quality. However, um, I know that until we start a trend as cosmetologists to be able to create a board of certified people who want to try things for the right reasons, asking the right questions, and taking these brands through um, a test of peers, and doing it that way and giving it a gold star, having some kind of rating system, or something that consumers can trust. But because the brands do not respect us and we don't have that kind of rating system. But I believe that once the narrative comes out and once we go into these conversations and more conversations with professionals like Greg Gilmore and others, that we can set a standard and we will be able to give you a critique based on professional advisement and not just how it made the hair strands feel and did it dry with flakes or did it do this or did it
Yeah.
do,
Well, that's
those types
it.
of things are.
Right.
um
What they call
so I
low
hope I
hanging fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope I answered your question of what I
Yes.
personally and professionally think. Because what I professionally think, I know that they are a brand just like anyone else's. They've thought about their look and they want to be very clinical and look high end and things of that nature. But those things are again, um, based on my professional opinion, I would have to rate it differently.
Yeah. We tried the Olaplex. It failed miserably here, due to what she said, the sensation. I think consumers are starting to realize that just because something feels good,
Smells
you
good,
guys, yeah,
looks good.
you guys are really waking up, and we appreciate that. So here's another question. We're not anti Olaplex, by the way. We ain't throwing shade on Olaplex. We're just saying, buyer beware. Try. They do buy stuff in sample size packets. Don't go out for the big bottles. You know what she's saying? So just buyer beware, okay? Next up, what type of relaxers should we be using for those of us who have the coarse hair, but it's fine?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a good one.
Um, coarse, coarse hair that is fine to be determined, which means I'm assuming. I don't know if that person is still on with us, but coarse meaning in terms of curly, but it's thin.
Yeah, that's Lady J. Lady J, if you are with us, can you kind of give her a little bit more clarity? Is that what you're asking for, Cheryl?
Yeah, is it when she says it's coarse but it's fine, meaning that it doesn't hold a curl, it is hard to press, it's curly, but then it's
Oh, she
it's
says
it's not
coarse.
dense.
Okay, I was just going to say she's mean density, right? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
Uh,
density, by the way, guys, when we say density, we're talking about fabric count. So if you look at her hair, very plush like carpet, she has a lot of fibers. But if you turn this one around here, it looks a little,
less dense.
finer
Hmm.
per
Yeah,
cubic inch. So that's what we
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yes, she said it's thick, but when it's pressed, it's actually fine. So what's the
yeah,
best
yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
a
yeah,
relaxer for her?
yeah. Right. Well, those kind of textures are deceiving. Um, Let me say this. I think that whoever is doing your hair, when they do mix the part two, right, that they would put at least a two or a couple of additional tablespoons of conditioner, because what you want is a conditioning kind of exercise, which means that you want to slow it all the way down to the point where you get more coil elongation rather than trying to blow it so straight.
Oh.
Okay. And one of the things that I was saying before, to put the power back into the hands of the cosmetologist to teach them how to manipulate the chemical timing is very important, because what happens is if you do not drop that pH down, then when you don't want to really straighten that kind of texture, what you want to do is take the coils and make them further apart, not to remove the S all the way. Does that make
Oh.
sense?
Okay.
Because she's going to need that body that S when you go to flat iron it or you
Yeah.
go to wet set it, then because that hair has a propensity to be very susceptible to humidity because once you straighten it, it is thin
Hmm.
and it looks deceiving when it's in its coiled state.
Hmm.
They think that just because it's coiled that it's coarse. It
Right.
actually isn't. See, but
Okay.
coarse is not texture, people. Coarse is not coil. Coil count is coil count. Texture is absorbency. And I'm not talking about porosity either. And I know it's difficult to keep up with.
Do that porosity test. Let me suck my.
Yeah, porosity always happens after a treatment. A hair doesn't have a natural porosity
Ah,
because it's keratin, it's protein. It is designed to be hydrophobic.
that's
It doesn't have
right.
a.
That's
Okay.
right. Check the
So
scoreboard.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was good. So you can. So there you go, Lady J. Feel free to to let your stylist know she may just want to add a little conditioner, especially if she's doing something, over
that
the
is
counter.
time
Right? Yeah,
consuming. If she's trying
time
to do
consuming.
something very cosmetic that
Right.
is really specialized to your texture, and she wants the hair to do something, and she's trying to weatherize it when you're going to
Okay.
be in hot months versus cold months versus winter, and it gets or you work out and sweat. And you have a lot of you could be in menopause or whatever the case may be, but there
Right.
is some specialized things she can do.
All right, we got one last one. Y'all see Cheryl yarn over there. Don't y'all. One last one, Cheryl. Don't fall asleep. This is the last one. Cheryl, like we working her today. We gonna get that Cheryl's work. Hey, y'all. Come on, put them C's in the chat. Come on, CC. Come on, CC. All right, drop them. Throw some C's on it, okay? All right. So here we go. The last question is how do you grow this long relax? Because relaxed hair, it has a propensity to be drier and it may snap and break. But what about uh, uh, you know, how do you grow it? And then and somebody squeeze one in, and do we want to get it bone straight? Okay, so how do we grow it long, and should the hair be ever be bone straight?
How do you grow it long?
Yeah.
And let me just say, uh, first of all, your hair is going to grow. And I think what you want to say, and this will help you in your answer, how do you keep the hair from breaking upward?
Oh.
Because the hair is going to grow from here. It's going to grow. But when you straighten it, you want it to keep accumulating and going down and down and down and down. Now, but because this is chemically treated, now it becomes, you know, now it's going to be susceptible to what? Movements, aerodynamics, bobby pin. It's going to be susceptible. You're going to, now let me just say this. I tell people all the time, when by the time you get 6 inches of hair, and it's on here, right? And you've chemically treated it, right? Unless you live with Ladosha, unless you live with me, yeah, and be able to do, because let me just say this, it is very easy to grow it because when you live with a hairstylist, they're gonna baby it, condition it, and they're gonna do everything. They're gonna treat it like a baby because this hair here, here used to be here. It used to be up here. So how many years it takes it to get down here? And it's not about the relaxer. It's about the years that it's been on your body. And it's been taking flat iron, it's been taking everything. It weathers, people. It's a fiber. It's like your shirt. You don't wear the same t-shirt after you keep washing it and pressing it and ironing it. You don't do that. So it don't, and let me just say this. People who probably most women and men who relax less often, okay? Because you don't see my hair down all the time either. You see it in a bun. Why? Because long hair is old hair. Long hair is old hair. It used to be at your scalp. Plus, if you treat it and you color it, you have you do have to baby it, very much so. And if you don't live with a hairstylist, you don't get those fresh dews every morning. Like I had a roommate, she had the serious thick Oprah going on, but I did her hair from scratch every morning, and she got real spoiled. You know, so I think that it's all technique. This is
Okay.
not just automatic.
Right.
But I think there was a part two to that.
They just wanted to know, should you ever relax it till it's bone straight?
It depends on your texture. And let me just say this. And if you do, just heighten that babying that I was just talking about 10 times fold.
10 times fold.
And, and,
Okay.
and, and make sure that you guys understand there is some straightening that happens when you color as well.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
can tell you, look at my hair. I do get all my curls back, but it is definitely
Yeah.
so much softer. So we're going to go ahead on and wrap it up. But I just want to kind of piggyback off of something you just said about techniques. Now, in my book, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, which, by the way, you can find both of our books are available on Amazon. And, of course, you can find my books here at the Reverse Design Team Hair Salon. But what we are talking about, guys, is always, of course, the right information is overarching, but under that, we are talking about the right products, we're talking about the right tools, and then we're talking about the right technique. You need those three things. We've just learned a lot today about the relaxers. My hands, they do feel softer. Like you said, the sodium will soften, and they really do feel fine with no sensation. I must admit, I am shocked. I was ready to be like, okay, sure, this shit burning, okay? But it is not burning, and this is, by the way, super. So to Danielle's point, we got to be careful and understanding of what's happening here. They're not really giving us all the grapes about what they mean by that. So at the end of the day, we're going to come back next week and we're going to give you guys some guidance on a professional cosmetologist, because that's the issue. Where you can do your own hair at home. We're not trying to do go there. YouTube is not the place. YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. This is not the place to come to learn how to relax your hair. We're going to say that again. YouTube, Facebook, let me look at the camera. YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. These are not the platforms to come to sneak, because we know y'all trolling. We can tell by the amount of phone calls that we're getting. So thank you, trollers. We appreciate that. But we don't encourage you guys to learn about this in technical terms on these platforms. You need to go to school. You need to be educated. This documentary is really going to capture what's happening in the beauty industry and what we're going through, what we're up against, and how we love you guys and we want you guys to really help us take it to that next level. So look forward to that. So we just want to say that. So we're here to offer you some advice and guidance. So next week we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the professional. How do you get that? Because everybody like, I want my hair to look like Ladosha. How am I going to get my hair to look like Ladosha's, Danielle's, and Cheryl's? Okay, so we're going to walk you guys through this professional process. Danielle, can you come back? Because we're going to send a lot of people your way. Not that you press for customers. I ain't trying to say that, but we just want to identify so you guys can identify. Samantha, can you come back? Because you're in Nova Scotia. So we want to be able to support so people can know who and where to go to. And also, we need the support of other licensed cosmetologists in this chat so that the public can see, what Cheryl are talking about. Really, the worldwide, the world over, because people are in the chat from all over the world, okay? So, with that being said, we're going to be back next week and we're going to talk about the professional. What is a professional cosmetologist giving you professional results? because that's what you guys are talking about. And so we'll be back next week. And you know what we say when we're always signing out, right, guys? We're always talking about a whole lot of peace, for sure, a whole lot of love, most certainly a whole lot of hair. You know, go ahead and put some relaxer on. I'm gonna put some on my feet tonight. We're gonna get to that oil later. I'm sure you ain't getting off that quick. After we do this professional thing, it's gonna be oil versus lotion. It's going down. Light skin versus dark skin. It's going down in the chat, okay? So we'll be back, all right? And if you ain't got none of that, you know what we say? Don't worry about it. We don't care if you got some bald patches or some bald heads. We say to rub those because bald heads and bald patches are beautiful too, and so are you. And we'll be back next week. Deuces.